by looking at, is it Tyron Hopper, Missouri, 6'2", 231. As I watch the tape here, I like the play speed, lacks consistency. He misses a lot of tackles, actually. And again, you're talking about a linebacker who's 231, and it's just, I don't think they do a good job of teaching technique at the college level, but he has a hard time getting off blocks. Well, let's watch it go. The first thing you notice when you start watching tape is, and because the same thing happened with Cooper, is like the theme of the day now. We got to run pressure with linebackers all the time. Like these guys run more dogs than I've ever seen. Just absolutely insane. Now, having said that, you love this rush right here. Dips the shoulder, has a good rip. I mean, terrible technique by the right tackle for Georgia. Or is that Clemson? Sorry. But the way that he turns right here and gets around, really, really like that. Takes on a double from a receiver. And the tight end slips, ends up making the play. Like the physicality. Again, not against a big player. Exact same play to the other side. Just he kind of has this one dialed in, right? Okay, I'll just split you both. Get in to make the play. It's got some suddenness to him. Like the transition speed here on the quick screen. Again, guys, like not everyone's trying to look for tackle, and making tackles on highlight tapes. I care about the way he moves, the way he attacks blocks. Like you have to get to the position to make the play. You just like the quick burst there. This is okay. There's two things that I say that's terrible. There's two things that are terrible here. The one is the way that he doesn't get off the block. But the real crime here is number 63. Because I don't know how much that guy weighs. He looks like Lurch, right? I mean, he must be 7 foot, 400 pounds right there. He couldn't be any taller, even out of a 2-point stance. I mean, look at 71. 71 should be the bigger guy at the tackle. Look at the bend there. I mean, 63. If you get blocked by that guy standing almost straight up in your 2-point, that's terrible. He just gets mauled right here, pushed out of the way. Just not very physical, right? And it's not that he's not physical. I'm sure if you walked into the room right now and I saw him, he would just kick my ass, right? But at 231 pounds, it's just really tough. Same thing. We're going sideways here. You got to run through or get around this guy. You got to be able to push off him. You don't want him to get body to body. So you can stiff arm him out. You can club him through. You can rip under, but you can't let him get body to body with head across. This is exactly what the lineman wants to do. You just got to get better at this. You're going to have to, end up turning around trying to make a play late. That's not what you're looking for. So there's some physical traits there that you like. You like the aggressiveness to the ball. He's definitely a downhill kind of player. You like his retrace speed. So he's got some gifts. And he's clearly, I mean, when you watch the tape in totality, he's a good player. College. But again, I always go back to, and Jeff Hadley, I think very recently during minicamp was talking about how important technique was. And, there's a way that I always talk about taking technique's how you demonstrate your passion, your aggressiveness for the game through precision, accuracy, and violence. And if you can teach these guys proper stances, proper body position, how to get off blocks, if you make that a priority, guys like this turn into really, really good players. If you don't make it a priority, guys like this turn into special teams guys. So it's how they develop. Let's go to Evan Williams. So here, 5'11", 200 pounds, Oregon. The guy's a fire plug, man. Like built for contact. Like 5'11", 200 pounds. He's well built. The closer, the better. And I mean that in the sense that even though he's 5'11", 200 pounds, and I thought he did a really good job in college. You can split him out, and, but he's more of a box guy. He likes to be around the line of scrimmage. He's a sure tackler. There's going to be range questions, especially with his 40 times. And, luckily you brought in Ginley who can play the other side. Obviously, Jonathan Bullard can play out there. And so you're kind of looking for who's going to be in it. Obviously, they have Keyshawn Nixon, but how are you going to run your defense? Do you want 3 true safeties in? Is this guy going to be able to fight for some playing time? If you watch the tape, the answer is yes. If you watch the tape, this guy's going to be on the field somehow, some way. Now, quick shout out to I think it's what is it? Quick Clips. I build out this whole deal with these clips and highlight and do all this stuff, and I record it and I put it away, and it forgets every single one of them on the next two guys. So I got to go through again on Final Cut and just circle them. So my apologies, these look different. I got frustrated. I swore it off it forever. I threw a fit, the whole deal. I look like a baby, but we're just going to have circles. You just see the tackling. He's hard into contact. Always hard into contact. Just always a downhill kind of guy. You're going to see he makes the tackle. He makes the play on the tackle over the top, comes over. Just really physical player. Really physical player. Love it. I showed this play because I just thought he did a really good job. He kept the space. He flipped his hips very well because there's some range issues or questions, I should say, not issues. There's questions. But I thought he did a really good job on what this is like a chair. He does a really nice job on this outside release. Gets his hands on the guy, flips his hips well, stays level with him. He's going to be able to run with this guy even, right? Or if he can break on the near hip if he tries to run it out. Really nice job. Coming downhill again here. He's quick to trigger. He likes playing closer to the line of scrimmage. He's not an 18-yard deep guy. He's not a 15-yard deep guy. He likes getting up close. He wants to put his head in there. He wants to make contact. He's playing the middle. He's always going to be that robber guy if he can. If you're going to run a three high, you start too high, you rotate in. You want to run lurk or robber. He's always going to be that. He's going to be the lurk guy. He doesn't want to. He's not going to want to play as deep. And quite frankly, with Xavier back there, with either one of these guys, I think Bullard or Evan Williams here, I think they would both be in that situation. I just feel like they're both going to be better in the box or better at that lurk position if that's what you want to run, or that if you're running like a three buzz out, to the sideline or the flat. I just feel like they're probably going to be that guy more than the post. Loves to come off the edge. He had a couple sacks last year. Obviously, everybody looks good on block, but you still got to make the play. I think I showed this one more time. Again, quarterback tries to step up. He takes a really good angle. Unblocked stuff is unblocked stuff, but having said that, you still have to make the play. This is on Shador. And listen, quick and dirty. I really like that guy. He's a really good player. Sometimes when these guys don't test well, then you start looking at film and going, you remind, okay, he only ran a 4.56 at his pro day or whatever. And you go, okay, well, he's got a problem, blah, 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 blah. I see him as, I think he's just better closer to the line of scrimmage because I think he's a really physical player who's built for contact. I don't necessarily see these range issues. When I saw him playing in the slot, I didn't see the issues that maybe some other guys saw. Now that could be, I'm not watching enough tape. I don't have enough of a sample size. But sometimes what happens is you run a slow 40 at the combine, and everybody goes, oh, well, you got range issues now. It's like, no, you don't. Okay, so I still think these guys are going to be interchangeable. I don't know that he's going to beat up. I think Bullard's top guy. So I don't know if he's beating him out for playing time for two guys. If you want to keep Nixon in the game because you think he's going to be, I would think the interesting battle here, quite frankly, is between Evan Williams and Keyshawn Nixon for who's going to be that third guy rotating in, because all those other two guys can play everything. Do you feel like Keyshawn Nixon can play both safeties and the slot? Or do you bring in a guy like this who's a natural safety, put him in the slot? Do you feel like he's going to be good enough in the slot to be able to play all those, play that star position and have all three guys in at the same time? That's what's going to be interesting. So that said, the last guy who's a little bit different, 6'2", 216, Oregon State, my dad's alma mater. Average range. He is not a speedster, not great at flipping his hips. He's got a lot to learn football-wise still. He started a little bit later in the game. He does have good block evasion, and 6'2", 216. He can always be more violent, but he's pretty violent. When this guy wants somebody to go, get down, he's going to hit the deck. Again, not sorry for the circles, but, it's chopped up, and it pisses me off, quite frankly. I spent some time on it, And then, I don't know what we're doing over there. Quick clips. Downhill. Just likes to be physical, throws his body in there. Coming off the edge here with he's trying to read both. Not a big highlight. Wow, look at that circle. Great job, Mike. He's in the middle. In the play. He's not a missile. So another way of saying good block evasion is he kind of jitterbugs around a little bit, like on really quick, gets sideways. He's slippery, but I wouldn't say that he's not like a heat seeking. He's not like watching Brian Dawkins just come downhill on somebody at all. And of course, different body types, but you understand what I'm saying. He will hit to hurt. You do have to get out of his way. He will throw a shoulder in. Now, this is kind of the thing you look at and go, okay, we need to take him out of these situations. So you're down on the goal line, and you'll see this. He kind of gets stuck, not favoring a side, not having enough leverage, and he kind of gets stuck here flat-footed and square and gets beat back inside here pretty badly, actually. They throw that post, he's done for. Okay, and if you watch a couple of these plays, it's that he lets that space get closed a little too much. He's a little too square, and then that hip rotation transition speed is going to be lacking because you're in a bad body position. So a lot of that can be coached out or improved because of technique. But I think naturally, if you looked at all three safeties, you would say while he is the biggest, he probably also has the worst, hip transition speed. Not that it's bad; it's just not as good as the other two. Coming down here. This is like why this is how you get nicknames though. You want a nickname, you just make more of these tackles. I mean, it did look like he died right there. This is awesome. I hate that it's in slow-mo because the speed of it's even better. But he just at that last, he just snaps that dude, man. If that guy got a concussion hitting the back of his head right there, I wouldn't be surprised. Really, really violent player. All those guys have a very, very good chance of making the team.